What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? So recently me and my girlfriend just went to see Birds of Prey in theaters, and so I just thought I would give you guys a quick little rundown, or I guess slash review of my general thoughts on the film. It's not going to be too in-depth, it's not going to be too long, it's just going to be a quick, simple, easy little review for you guys. Maybe give you guys a general idea on whether you would like to go and see it or not. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. And in terms of casting, we have Margot Robbie reprising her role as Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. We have Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya. We have Chris Messina as Victor Zsasz, and Ewan McGregor as Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. I'll edit in a full list of the full cast in this video for you guys. So one of the first things I actually really loved about this was I loved how they used somewhat maybe lesser known villains, DC villains, to, in terms of the general public, such as Zsasz and Black Mask. Ewan McGregor, of course, did a fantastic job as Black Mask, and he really kind of stood out as the greater of the two evils, which, in my opinion, was much needed, because Birds of Prey tries to do, much like what Suicide Squad did, in terms that it takes a villain and kind of pits her up against other villains. So you really needed Black Mask to kind of stand out as the greater of the two evils, which, he did a really phenomenal job of doing that. And like I said, it was much needed, since Harley Quinn is also indeed herself a villain. So you really needed to have somebody to root for. They're both evil. You're obviously going to want to root for the lesser of the two evils, and in this case, Ewan McGregor, really made that possible. Chris Messina also delivered a great performance as Victor Zsasz, and he really made you feel really uneasy and uncomfortable watching his scenes, which was great, because it really shows how much how much of a sociopath and stuff his character actually is. And of course, Margot did really great as Harley Quinn. She was suitably psychotic and insane and everything like that, but she was also very comical as well. One scene in particular I really enjoyed with her in terms of being comical was, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's just a short little scene. She's talking about how it took her losing everything she loved, and it's got her being knocked to the ground, and it's like this bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich that's just falling to the ground with this really dramatic music. So it was nice to really have those little comic relief things in there. So that was really awesome. I didn't, however, like how much backtracking there was. For example, there were a lot of instances where a scene would come to a halt midway through to explain what led up to it. So I mean, I'm kind of on the fence on that, because it was a great way to really deliver exposition and make you feel as though Harley Quinn is relaying the story to you from memory. But eventually, after doing so much of it, I mean, I think at one point, about 30 minutes into the film, it does this whole backtracking thing, and you end up watching like 15 more minutes of the film to just to explain what's happening on screen, like what made it happen and what led up to it. So it eventually just kind of felt like padding and became kind of tedious. Another point I would like to bring up isn't necessarily a negative in terms of the film. It's more of just a personal gripe of mine. But I kind of felt as though a better name for this film would have been Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, since it was certainly more Harley Quinn and less Birds of Prey. It did explain and introduce the other characters, such as Black Canary, etc. It did and Huntress also. It did explain a little bit of their characters, but it didn't really. It didn't really. I feel like they could have explained them a lot better or a lot more than what they did. Uh, so I definitely feel like it's obviously more of a Harley Quinn film. But nevertheless, I do hope that they do another Birds of Prey film. However, maybe one revolving more around Black Canary, Huntress, and so on and so forth. Maybe as a sequel, maybe do that and do less Harley Quinn. I think would really be a good idea, since this one didn't. It revolved more around Harley Quinn, and it just felt more like a Harley Quinn film and less Birds of Prey. But anyway, that is my short little review of Birds of Prey. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to give it a like. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Until then, take care. Thanks for watching.